Today we're going to show you how to make easy, cheesy scalloped potatoes. Kind of a combination today of au gratin and scalloped, but who cares? Let's not be that technical. We're going to be using cheddar cheese and Gruyere cheese, my favorite. We're going to be using regular milk, about a quarter cup. The rest of this is heavy cream, so it's going to make a really nice, rich, creamy, cheesy, gooey. I go on and on and on. We're also going to use some kosher salt, about 1.5 tablespoons of flour so that we can thicken things up, even though the heavy cream should really help, and some fresh ground black pepper. And today I'm making enough for 2 people. Actually, I'm making a little bit extra. I should only use 2 potatoes, but I love my mandolin. Let's take a look at how we've got this going. We're going to start slicing, and there we go. Okay, we're just about done slicing the potatoes. We're going to put our potatoes in some nice cool water for a couple of reasons. First of all, we want to get rid of all the unwanted starch. Second of all, we want to prevent them from turning brown. I've got one more ingredient. Hang on, I'll be right back. We've got to do an onion. But first, let me take all the potatoes and put them in this bowl of water, right over here. See how the water is clouding up already? I don't know if you can see that or not. If you can, yeah, the water's getting all starchy. And that's good. That's exactly what we want, because we don't want that yucky, starchy, pasty taste in our wonderful dish. Okay? Now, I'm going to do the onion. We want the onion pretty much the same size slices. We want it nice and thin, so that way it doesn't overpower it. It just gives you enough of the taste of the onion in there. Some of you may want to caramelize your onions, and some of you may not. This does not need to go in the water. This is just going to get mixed in with the potatoes. Okay, we have our potatoes sufficiently drained. You see how they've stayed a nice color. And I've made them very, very thin. These are less than 1/4 inch. You know, for you carpenter types out there, it's probably 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch. And the first thing we're going to do, though, is we're going to spray an 8x8 baking pan with Pam lightly, so none of this sticks. Actually, it's for easy cleanup. Okay, so let's deal it out like cards. You can pretend you're a croupier in Vegas, right? Ma, what the hell is a croupier? Look it up. Google it. Everything we do nowadays is Google. All right, so we've got one layer down, and very similar to the way you would probably make a lasagna. And yes, we will have a lasagna recipe coming up in the near future. You're going to layer this. All right. This oven temperature you want set to 400, and it's going to bake for probably an hour, because we want the cheese to be a delicious golden brown. This is a great dish for the holidays. Actually, it's a great dish anytime, and it really doesn't take that long. It's kind of fun to build. Let me see, am I getting a thumbs up from my producer? Yep, okay, good. Yay! Wait a minute, that's not your thumb. Okay, I get the point. I'm number 1. Yeah, wow. She's giving me a hard time today, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, my executive producer, though she has never worked in television before, has an amazing aptitude for this, and I'm not saying this to suck up. I really do appreciate her attention to detail, and she is far better at little things like that than I am. I'm just a scatterbrain, and I would forget to close doors, and I would probably run into cupboards if it wasn't for her. So we are thankful for these little things in life. All right, last layer. Here we go. Ready, set, ta-da-ta-da-ta-ta. It worked out perfect, didn't it? That was half an onion I used, by the way. It's just a regular yellow onion. And people are saying, what kind of onion is that there, Mikey? It's a yellow onion, okay? You can use any onion you like. Sometimes when I'm in the mood, I prefer a sweet onion. A lot of people can't tell the difference between a regular yellow onion and a sweet onion. I can, but I'm just crazy like that, okay? I'm going to flatten this out a little bit. There. We'll speed the process up just a little bit. Next, we're going to go ahead and we're going to make our sauce. First thing we're going to do is over a medium heat, we're going to melt the 1.5 tablespoons of butter. We're going to mix in, we're kind of making like a little roux here. We're going to mix in the flour and the salt, and we're going to stir that for about a minute. So what'd you do last night, Ma? We sat around and watched butter melt. That was so much fun. Ooh, boy. Can we watch paint dry next? I imagine we could. All right. It's just about done. So let's put in our flour and our salt, and we're going to continually stir this roux for about a minute. I want to make sure we get all the sides, everything going. We're going to wait just a little bit till this starts to thicken up. And it looks like it's doing just that, doesn't it? Thickening up. It's not too ooey, not too gooey. Let's put the milk in. Ta-da! Oops, spilled some on the side. All right. This has thickened up really nicely. I don't know if you can see it. It's not too thick to where it's sticking, but we've stirred constantly. And let me put that in your head. Stir constantly, otherwise you're going to wind up with a big problem at the bottom of the pot. Put all the cheese in at once. And now let's stir it up. Ooh, ooh, look at that. Well, now that we have it sufficiently thickened, we are going to pour it over the potatoes. Oh, this looks so good. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I like using my Cuisinart pan for all of my sauces. It just seems to heat the best. I don't use a non-stick pan. I don't know, it just works out better for me. And I know you want to look at the inside of the pan, so hang on. I'm going to show it to you. Okay, no trickery here. Hang on just a second. Did we get any scorches? No, we didn't get any scorches. Okay, and in this case, I actually did have a little bit of help. Our producer came over and she said, "Let me show you something." And she turned the heat up and I freaked out. But since she turned the heat up, she went into super stir mode and stirred the ever-living out of that cheese. And it didn't stick to the bottom at all. Okay, we're going to spread this about so it's good and covered. And it is going to go in the oven for about an hour. All right, but I don't know about you, but I think it needs some more cheese. Let's put a little more Gruyere on there, and then I think more cheddar for color. Okay, just on the tops. Let's see if we can do the cheddar. And here comes the cheddar. Yay! Just more or less for color. And if you really want to be fancy, some homemade dried parsley flakes. All right. That's going to look really nice. We'll stick that in the oven, and when she's done, we'll pull it out and let you see it. In case I didn't mention it before, the potatoes are covered with aluminum foil. You say, "Oh, nice time to tell you." Well, we've got 15 minutes left to go on the potatoes. So I'm going to take the aluminum foil cover off the potatoes and put them back in the oven. We had the aluminum foil on there so that they cook real nice. And they're already starting to brown up. Ooh, look at that. And they're bubbly and they're cheesy and they're yummy. And my producer's saying, shut up, I want to eat already. Okay, so we're going to put these back in the oven for about 15 minutes. We've already got the timer set. And boy, when that comes out of the oven, are we going to dig in. Are you ready to see some super easy, cheesy potatoes? Watch this. We're going to pull them out of the oven. Oh, yeah. I love the way time flies on video. But look at that. That, I can just smell them. Hopefully you can too. Can you imagine if we had smell-o-vision? Oh, yeah, like we've never heard that one before. These will plate up very nicely. Let them cool down, let the bubbling stop, and then serve them. We're going to enjoy these. I hope you enjoy them too. Let me know if you make them. Put it in the comments how it turned out for you. For cooking in a flannel shirt, thank you.